I'm sure you heard the guitar in the background there. That piece of music was coming from Adedeji Adetayo, who is a singer, a guitarist, and a composer. Well, you guessed right. He's not based in Nigeria. But he's very much a Nigerian. He was born in Lagos and he grew up in Lagos before he relocated. He'll tell us all about the reasons and all that in just a moment. Welcome, Adedeji.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you in the studio.
It's a pleasure.
We understand that music found you when you were a very young man, a very young child. At the age of 5. How did that happen?
I would say music was all around in the house. My father was a singer. He used to, not a professional singer. He was in the choir. He was singing in the choir.
Okay.
And my mother's family also had a lot of musical background, so it was just natural for me to be a singer at that time.
Are all of you singers, your siblings, or do you all sing?
Everybody kind of has a trace of singing in them.
Okay.
Maybe I'm the only one that took it professionally.
And you studied at the Polytechnic Ibadan?
Yeah, I did Polytechnic Ibadan, a bit in Unilag, and London College of Music. Then I finished my bachelor's at Prince Claus Conservatorium in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to abandon your studies here and go and finish over there?
Yeah, I didn't really abandon it, let me say. The first year I did in Ibadan Poly, I did like a certificate course, but to be correct, some of the things were not in place for me. It wasn't the place for me at that moment. I wanted something that can fuse a lot of contemporary music, that can help me as a contemporary musician, but most of the schools, I think, focus more on Western classical music in a way, rather than contemporary music, which is closer to what I wanted at that moment. So I was willing to go abroad to do it.
To study exactly what you wanted to study? Okay. So, and after studying in Europe, you chose to stay behind?
No. I came home before I went back to study. So I was there, I came back home, then I said, okay, I gotta go back to do it. So when I stayed there, it was just natural. I had my band there, I had a lot of things going on, so I decided to continue my career there.
So you completed your school in Holland?
Yes.
And then you moved to Greece?
Yes.
So your band is now in Greece?
I have a band in Greece, I have a band in Holland. So
you have a band in Nigeria?
Yeah, I have a band in Nigeria as well.
Okay, so you're working across between Europe and Nigeria?
Yes.
So how often do you come home?
In the last years now, I've been here every year. I'm trying to come every year. But before that, I came like 4 years distance. But then after that, I said I got to be closer to my country.
So what would you say the experience has been like?
Back home?
No, since you started singing professionally, you're done with the studies and you started singing. What has the experience been like?
For me, it was always the same, if I put it that way, because I was already professional in Nigeria before I left. I was already doing radio jingles. I was already performing with Elder Steve Rhodes Orchestra, with Ayoban Koli. I've shared the stage with Pasuma. I was recording in the studio with Obesere, Lagbaja. So I was already professional. I just wanted, I wanted to move. I don't like to stay in sport. I like to move further in my career. So it's still the same. I'm just like more working musician, and I'm getting to write my own music more and get deeper into the music.
Yes, you're getting to like your own music more. How would you describe your kind of music?
It's tough. But just to put it in a box, I would say it's an African music. It's a West African contemporary music with a fusion of jazz. Let me put it that way.
So it doesn't have a name?
No. It's just music.
Okay, just give us a taste of that music which doesn't have a name.
Okay. I'll just do the same song I was singing before with her, so it's like Maureen coffee real every today. And I could go dark Akole bakata, no happy to. Any kole bakombo, marayimu, ajano kukarile, odidondo kamiri joba.
Now you're playing this kind of music in Holland and you're playing this kind of music in Greece.
Yeah.
Do you get much appreciation? We understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
so we have a better appreciation
for it.
for the story you're telling in the song and all that, but they don't.
Music has no boundary if you think about it. It's a universal language to start with. I was doing a concert in Spain, in Madrid once, and I did a song in Yoruba as an encore, and the guy came to me and he was like, what does it mean? And I told him, he was crying, so I told him what it meant, and he was like, wow, that's exactly what I was thinking in my head. So sometimes when you hear the melody, you can actually, it's like when you listen to jazz, sometimes they have the title of the song and it doesn't mean a thing, but people relate to the music based on how they feel it. So it has no boundary sometimes. And if they like the groove, maybe the melody, the harmony, they get it.
They get the groove just from listening to it.
Yep.
Now, where do you normally get your inspiration from?
From home, I'm still writing my story since I left Nigeria. So whatever I'm writing now is still based on my experience as a Nigerian living in Lagos. So it's still Nigeria. It's just a bit of reminiscence of my life here and where I am right now, where I'm going. So it's from everywhere, in the train, on the bus.
You live in Greece at the moment.
Yeah.
Where do you ply your trade?
Where do I apply my trade? In clubs, concert halls. Sometimes, I mean, I live in Greece, my family is there, so I don't really work a lot in Greece. I do work in Greece, but I work mostly outside of Greece, like other European countries. And when I'm home, I do clubs and a little bit of festival grounds and things like that.
Is there a huge audience for this kind of music in Greece?
Not exactly, but I have other projects too where I do like soul music and funk and stuff like that. Has
So you're also a
audience.
producer?
Yes.
You produce other people
Yeah.
in Greece?
Yeah. In Greece, in Nigeria, Spain, all of it.
Is there any, are you handling any project right now?
Right now, I'm recording my own second album, so I'm focusing on that.
And where are you recording?
The first record was recorded in 5 different countries: Nigeria, France, Greece. I tried to record only in Greece, but now it appears it's going to be all over the place again. So right now, I recorded in Greece. I'm going to do some here in Nigeria. I don't know where else.
I was listening to what you played. It sounded like a folk tale.
Yeah.
So it looks as though you take most of, or some of your songs
Yeah.
from folk tales.
Yeah.
How do you break it down?
It is based on Yoruba folk tales, and it's usually when the inspiration comes in. It could be like Erin was a song we wrote for a soundtrack, a movie soundtrack, a Yoruba movie soundtrack in 2000 and something. I can't remember. So I get into the music, see what I want to write about, and then I just find stories that align with it, and that's how I do it. It takes sometimes it takes 2-3 years. It takes
To do a song?
yeah. I'm writing a song
One
now.
song?
Yeah, for over 5 years. I'm still writing it, so I take my time on.
I don't understand. How do you do it? Is it you take one line or one verse, or how
Sometimes
does it?
it could be just what came here was just that's the hook. Then I need to find what's going to happen in there, and that could take weeks. I'm thinking about it, and sometimes I just let it be. I go back to it, then I write what does the bass play. I write it down for the guys over there, because back here we learn music by ear, so not everybody can really read here. But when I move there, I have to write it down for them. So with my knowledge of music theory and notations, I have to say, okay, the piano plays this, the horn section plays this, the drummer give me this. So all of this process, I just, edit. If I don't like, I take it out. So it could take one day. Sometimes it could take 5 years. Depends.
You compose, you sing, and you play the guitar.
Yes.
How easy is it to combine all that?
In the beginning it was hard. Now it's easier for me after 20 years of trying to do it. So I think it takes a while, and now I don't even think about it anymore.
Do you play any other instrument other than the guitar?
Yeah, clarinet was my first instrument. A bit of piano, I'm not so good at it. So I just like to focus on my voice and the guitar.
Great, great. So what's next for you?
Now I'm closing the Ajo, that's my album. And because I did it outside, I've presented it in many countries in Europe. So I thought, like the Yorubas say, that Egunla lo kenyin gbale. So I decided to finish it here in Nigeria. So I'm doing the album presentation in Lagos to close Ajo, then to move on to the next phase of my musical career.
Okay, you play us something else to close as we leave the studio this morning. Adedeji Adetayo, a singer, guitarist, and composer based in Europe. Thank you very much for coming on
Thank you very
Sunrise.
much.
So that's our package today. We've got to go now and bring you a new package next week. I'm Alera Edu, wishing you all the best.
And I'm Neil Tagbe. Have a good weekend.